Welcome to the Sisters of the Shire podcast. I am Ashley.
And I'm Abby. And this is our second episode, which is exciting.
Woo-woo!
Let's see if I can recap for us.
Yes.
If I was paying attention last time. You'll probably have to fill in the names of things since I can't remember how to say them if I don't have them in front of me.
Okay. On last week's episode.
We ended last episode with the Einar. Is that what they are called now? The consciousnesses.
The ones that are on Ea Art Earth are now called the Valar.
Valar. Where did I get Einar? I think that's from a D&D podcast I listened to.
Well, the Ainur are the ones that are still up in heaven.
Or Asgard.
Asgard, yeah. So they did start off as Ainur.
Okay. So the ones that are on the Ea or Ara, is that the other one? Ea Arda. They were getting the world ready to have elves and men on the earth.
Yes.
And the mean one, the Mogwai? No.
Close.
That's a gremlin.
Monway.
Or volcano person. And he wants to ruin everything and he's knocking everybody's block towers down.
Oh, the volcano person is Melkor.
Okay. I'm failing already.
I give you an F.
Just to let everybody know, I don't have the book in front of me. I don't own a copy of this. So this is just me off the top of the dome.
You weren't taking extensive notes?
Even if I did, I probably spelled them so terribly. I wouldn't have been able to do it right. Okay, but what is the other M one that I said? Who is that?
Monway is the main good guy.
Monway.
Other than Iluvatar.
Well, there's another Tolkien thing where it's Sauron and Saruman.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, man. You could have done a little bit of difference of those names to be less confusing, but no. He decided to put two super similar names next to each other and the same story and be like, don't get confused, guys. But, okay. So that was the recap. Was they got the earth ready for elves and men, and they're excited because they think they're so cute and they want to live with them. That's why they chose to be on the earth. Arda. Correct?
Yes. Correct.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah. I give you like a C. I'll give you a C. We'll get there.
So, from that point.
So that section was called the Ainulindale, the very first section. And now this is called the Valaquenta. And I want to put out, again, disclaimer, that I will be cutting out a lot of the duplicate names for the same person.
Okay.
Because I find it less confusing. You're welcome.
I mean, you should at least in the beginning say, these are the other names that they had, but I'm going to be just using this one to keep
I'm not even going to tell you the other names because there's too many names. I don't want you to get the other names in your head at all. Because he literally just mentions them this one time.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry. So that's how I'm going to present it to you because these names are already going to be confusing.
Got it.
Also, it is not my plan to quote the entire book, but I will be quoting various sentences for their descriptions because Tolkien is a master of the descriptions. I might forget to say quote, but I usually read them in a different tone of voice, so you should know that I'm quoting something, but just know that I'll try to remember to say quote, but I might not remember every time.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's do this. Episode 2.
We begin with Valaquenta. So he starts with a summary of the Ainu Lindale, and somehow the 10 pages that we just went over get summarized into 2 paragraphs.
Oh, why couldn't it just been like that in the beginning?
Yeah. So if you wanted to try actually reading part of the Silmarillion just to know what kind of reading you're going into, I would actually just start with the Valaquenta and just read those first 2 paragraphs and see if you can understand it. Because that is a good summary of the first part.
Okay.
After the summary, we meet the Valar, aka the powers of Ea Arda Earth.
Okay.
I consider them kind of like the gods.
Okay. Walking on Earth.
Yes. So there are the lords of the Valar, and there are 7 of them, kind of 8. Technically, Melkor should be on the list, but they didn't think he should count as he technically wasn't among the Valar, and his name is not spoken upon Earth.
Huh.
Yeah. He who must not be named. He's not in our club.
He's a weird mountain thing. He doesn't get to be in the club.
He's not pretty like us, so you can't sit with us. There are 7, technically 8, but they just want 7 in their club. And their names are, you ready for this?
Okay. I shall not be taking notes.
Okay, but I want you to keep in your mind an image of who comes to mind
Okay.
as I'm going through and explaining each of them.
Okay.
So we have Manwe,
Okay.
Olmo,
Okay.
Aule,
All right.
Mandos, Lorien,
Okay.
Tulkas, and Arome.
Okay.
And guess what, y'all? There's queens of the Valar.
Of course.
You ready for these queens? I like that the men are lords, but the women are queens, as they should be. They're also called the Valar Valier. That's like supposed to be the feminine version of it, but I don't like it. So I just call them queens. There are also 7.
Okay.
So we have Varda, Yavanna. That's one I have a hard time with. Vaire, Este, Nienna, Vana, and Nessa. And I always think of freaking Wicked. Nessa?
So there's Varda, Uvana, Este, Eri, eh,
Vaire.
Vaire. Okay.
Okay, I'm just going to tell you how it's spelled. It's Vaire. I don't know, there, but I looked up the pronunciation and it's Vaire.
Oh, fancy. And then Nessa Vane,
Vana.
Vana, and Iria.
Okay, how about we just get more details on them?
Okay, we're moving on. We're moving on. Let's go.
Okay, so first, Lord Monway.
Uh-huh.
He is in charge of the air.
Yes, we learned that last episode.
Yay, you remember.
And Olmo's in charge of Earth?
No,
No, water.
water.
No.
Good job. Okay, but we're stick with Monway here for a minute. Okay, so Monway is in charge of the air,
Okay.
and he was the second mightiest of the Valar, first being Melkor. But he was definitely Iluvatar's favorite child because Monway understood and carried out his plans.
All right.
He was appointed the ruler of Varda and of Ea Arda Earth. And I just realized that I made a mistake. He was the appointed ruler of the Valar. I'm getting these V names mixed up. That was my bad.
Okay.
I said Varda. Varda is his wife, but I guess he was her appointed ruler too, so I don't know.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hey, we're a woman strong podcast here. This is not, that's the, no. She's her own independent queen. She is not, he is not the lord over her. No way. Anyway.
Okay, so Monway, he loves winds, clouds, air, and he loves birds because they are kind of like his messengers.
Okay. But like cool birds, not like pigeons.
He likes strong birds.
Okay.
He likes like eagles and stuff. Uh, he is known as, quote, Lord of the Breath of Arda.
Wow.
I know. That's like poetic.
I mean, think about wind being the breath of the earth. That's kind of bad, Like,
Right?
whoa.
Whoa. And his wife is called Varda.
All right.
Do you want to meet Varda?
Of course, she is a queen.
She is a queen and she is in charge of light.
Gorgeous. Gorge.
Yeah. Uh, she's known as, quote, Lady of the Stars.
That's beautiful.
I know. And I will show you later. I came up with like a little chart of who I thought of or characters that I would relate to the people that we're talking about. And I could not find a good picture for her. Which is surprising because I mean, she's got so many good descriptions like Lady of the Star, she's the queen of light, she loves light.
What about the girl from Stardust?
Ooh, that's a good one. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so she is the most beautiful because, quote, the light of a Iluvatar lives still in her face.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. But I'm not sure. I wouldn't want my like dad's face shining through my face. I don't know.
They're like trying to go to bed at night, and he's like, "Honey, can you turn off your face? I'm trying to sleep. It's too bright."
The glare, I just can't.
Come on. She doesn't have to use a knife to read a book.
True. She is her own personal nightlight.
Honestly, I think it's like she's very ethereal, I guess.
Yes. I like the star idea with from Stardust. I like that a lot. I think that's a very good description. She was on Monway's team against Melkor, and for some reason, Melkor then automatically hates her, like guilty by association. But also, he fears her more than any of the other Ainur, which I find kind of funny. Like, you afraid of a girl?
Oh, no. He should be. Woman power.
Woman power. I just thought that was interesting though. Like most feared person isn't Monway. It's not Iluvatar. It's Monway's girl.
Do you think it's because she's like his opposite?
I was just thinking that.
Like, so he's kind of all dark and whatever, and she's like this pure light.
Right. But their powers are very different. Like looks and like I guess their personalities would clash.
Yeah.
But remember Melkor's powers are like the temperature extremes, the heat and the ice.
Uh huh.
So I don't know, but yes, I like their personalities would very much clash. So Monway and Varda actually have a really cool relationship. When they're together, they increase each other's powers.
Cool. Relationship goals.
Yeah. So when they're watching over Ea Arda Earth, Monway can see further when he's with Varda, and Varda can hear better when she's with Monway.
Oh.
Yes.
That's the true sign of a great relationship is that they make each other stronger, they make each other more, powerful and
Yes.
What a beautiful relationship.
Yes. Okay. So you got those? Monway, Varda.
Okay.
Next is Lord Olmo.
Cool.
And what's he in charge of?
Water. Agua.
Yeah! Gold star for you.
Yay.
He is known as the Lord of Waters. He is the bachelor of the group. He doesn't have a wife or a partner or anything. He just likes to kind of stick to himself. He doesn't come to the group council meetings, the town council meetings, unless it's really, really important.
He's the town introvert. He's the town crazy old man.
Yes. He actually doesn't like to be on land and will, quote, seldom clothe himself in a body.
Oh, rad.
So I consider him just like pure water, I guess. Ooh, he's like the seahorse from Frozen 2. He's just like made of water.
Sea space horse. Not a seahorse. A tiny little seahorse.
Yeah, you knew what I meant.
Or like the horses that Arwen uses.
Oh, yeah. See, I bet Olmo actually had something like maybe she was praying to him to help her.
Oh.
I'm curious. I might have to look that up later. What her like actual, I don't want to call it a prayer. I don't want to call it a spell, but her summoning. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. So he's water dude. Doesn't like other people. Not that he doesn't like him. He's just like he's got better stuff to do.
Yes. If the elves slash men see him, he fills them with, quote, great dread, for the airing of the key of the sea was terrible. As a mounting wave that strides to the land, with dark helm foam crested, and raiment of mail shimmering from silver down into shadows of green.
Huh. Hardcore.
Yeah. He's not a pleasant looking person to look upon. I think he likes to be a little intimidating.
Ooh, what if he looks like Davy Jones?
Ooh, yes.
He's like all parts of the ocean.
Yes. He also has a super deep voice, quote, as deep as the deeps of the ocean, which he has only seen.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Rad.
So, in a way, I guess he is a little similar to Melkor. You know, they both kind of like to be by themselves. They don't really want to conform to other people's, standards, or I don't want to go to your stupid council meeting if I don't have to. And he likes to kind of scare people with his presence. He can change his form to whatever he wants, but he chooses to be this kind of ominous character. But the main difference is that he actually loves elves and men, and he tries to help them when he can.
Aw. He looks bad on the outside. He's an old softy.
Yes, he's got that heart of gold. Sometimes he'll actually sneak onto land and play music on, quote, his great horns, which are made of shell. And those who hear it, quote, hear it ever after in their hearts, and longing for the sea never leaves them again.
Aw.
What does that sound like? No, that's Melkor's theme.
Oh, but it was on a horn.
I know.
Uh,
Let's think of his theme here. I don't know why the first thing I thought of was do 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 do. First thing that came into my brain.
oh, what about Anna? That song. Kissed by a rose on the grave.
How about do 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 do. He does love being under the sea.
Imagine this on a shell. Like, oh man, yeah.
Someone make it happen.
It's the metal version.
But I don't know why they refer to it as his great horns if they're made of shell. I'm just saying.
Like a conch shell, like how they go like, you know? Don't they call those kinds of shells horn something?
I guess I'm thinking a literal horn, and they're referring to it as like a trumpet horn.
I don't know about ocean stuff very much.
Let's go ask Moana.
Yeah. Anyway.
Anyway. So all the water on Ea Arda Earth, the seas, the lakes, the rivers, the fountains, and springs are all in his domain.
Cool.
And quote, elves say that the spirit of Olmo runs in all the veins of the world. Thus, news comes to Olmo, even in the deeps, of all the needs and griefs of Arda, which otherwise would be hidden from Monway.
I mean, water's in everything. It's even in our blood, you know?
Exactly. I mean, like, if you think of even like a forest, there's streams all in the forest, but like even in the moss and the trees, there's water. Like it's just everywhere.
He is quite powerful.
Yeah, I like the term veins of the world. I
Yes.
feel like it's a very good analogy just because it's everywhere, but it's like small and just spreading.
Yes. I apologize. There is a bird outside that is like going crazy.
He's like, I want to hear all about it.
Yeah. He is very loud, so I apologize.
Monway, get rid of your bird.
Yeah. Anyway,
Okay, so the next guy, Lord Aule. Remember what he's in charge of?
the the earth,
Yes, good job.
like rock stuff.
Yes. So he makes the walls of the mountains, the basins of the sea, but he actually also makes like the gems in the earth and the gold and like the elements too,
The purdy stuff.
the pretty stuff. He's kind of known as like a smith or an engineer, but he also loves teaching.
Ooh.
Who? Who do you got? Who is it?
Very much like a dwarven, like blacksmith kind of like very rough and gruff looking.
Yes.
That's in my brain. That's what I.
And it's funny that you said dwarvish. Remember that for later.
Okay.
That becomes very important. It's interesting you're getting a dwarf vibe, but we'll get back to that. That's later. So he actually loves teaching his skills to the elves. He just is so happy. Remember, Aule loves making things, but it's just for the enjoyment of other people. Like, loves his craft and wants to share it with everyone.
He's like Santa.
He is like Santa.
Ugh.
Oh my gosh. I like that. But a rough and tumbly Santa.
Ooh, like the Santa from Rise of the Guardian
Yes.
kind of look.
Yes, I like that. So because he loved creating things, Melkor was the most jealous of him because they both liked to create things. Melkor just liked to keep them for himself and use them for bad.
Okay.
So they always had an ongoing feud between the two of them. His wife is named Yavanna,
Ooh.
and I think she might be your favorite.
She kick A.
She is in charge of all plant life.
Oh. Aw. All the flora.
I had the green thing from Fantasia 2000.
The like Mother Earth kind of looking thing.
Yes. She's known as, quote, the giver of fruits. She loves all things that grow in Ea Arda Earth, from the tall trees to the moss on the rocks to, quote, small and secret things in the mold.
Ew.
Ew.
Okay. Sure.
That's some love right there.
Yeah. A mother's love.
Uh, she is described as being tall and she wears green.
Whoa. No.
It's funny, he just randomly throws in their, like, clothing preferences just randomly. He only says it for, like, a few random people. I'm like, "But why?" If you're gonna give clothing choices for some, you gotta give them for all. I wanna know what Melkor's favorite color is.
Purple.
Purple. Definitely purple. So, Yavanna is known as the giver of fruits or the queen of the earth.
Okay. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Okay, you ready for the next guy? Lord Mandos. He is known as the Keeper of the Dead.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
And for some reason, it's also the name of his realm.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say that's also the name of his band.
That too. Very popular. He's known as, quote, keeper of the houses of the dead and the summoner of the spirits of the slain, or the doomsman of the Valar.
Oh, no, that's a metal album if I've ever heard one.
Right?
And his first vinyl is what's the thing you just said? The Summoner of the
Doomsman of the Valar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I could see it now.
He forgets nothing and knows everything that is going to happen,
Mm,
except what Iluvatar has, chosen not to tell anyone.
okay.
So he knows mostly everything. He works under Manwë, the kind of king of the Lord of the Valar, and he only pronounces his, quote, dooms and judgments at Manwë's bidding.
Oh,
So you want to picture Hades, but he seemed to be very compliant and obedient, unlike Hades, who wanted to overthrow Zeus. So I kind of have a hard time picturing him in my head.
maybe he's just like a shepherding kind of guy that like shepherds in the dead or whatever.
Yeah,
But he also sounds metal. So metal.
so metal. His wife, oh man, she is the one with the hard name, Vaire.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I think she has the most useless gift ever. You ready for it? Are you ready?
Let me guess. It is she can make birds come to her. No, she can make bubbles. No, she can make.
Remember, her husband is Mandos. Let's just keep that.
I can see him being like super metal and like hardcore, and she's like, I make bubbles. And you're like, okay.
She is known as the Weaver.
Okay.
She weaves the stories of history. So she's kind of like a record keeper in a way, but she just does it with these like loom weavings.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
It's kind of cool, but like also,
You lied. That's a pretty cool thing.
but I mean, some people get to be in charge of like light and water. I like yarn.
Hey, she gets to keep the history of things. That's pretty cool. Think of it like beautiful tapestries like in Brave. That's what I think.
I'm just saying, it's got to be a little bit boring. Just a little bit.
Could she tell the future or does she only know the past?
Nope. Only the past.
Oh, she's their scrapbooker.
Okay, so, quote, the halls of Mandos, so remember his realm and his name are the same. The halls of Mandos that ever widen as the ages pass are clothed with her weavings. So I just imagine her, yeah, recording the history, but being like, freaking Melkor again? I am running out of black.
He's in purple now. I don't have any more black.
Hey, oh, right, purple, purple.
I ran out of yarn for him,
Can you go to the store for me?
so I had to go with my sparkle pink. That's what I had left.
Okay, so that's Vaire. Next, we have Lord Ermo. He is in charge of visions and dreams.
Not Olmo, it's Ermo.
Ermo, Irmo.
Okay.
He resides in Lorien.
In Lorien? Isn't there another person named Lorien?
Yes, and I just realized I might have messed something up here. So, man, I messed that up. So his name is Ermo slash Lorien, kind of like Mandos. My bad.
Okay. I was confused because I was like, wait, isn't there another person named Lorien?
My bad. My bad. I said I wasn't gonna do it, and I messed it up. My bad.
Okay. So Ermo.
Irma Lorien, Mandalorian. Sorry about that. He resides in Lorien, which is later going to be called Lothlorien, which you might sound familiar.
Cool.
And Lorien is known as, quote, the fairest of all places in the world.
I could see that. I mean, it was beautiful in the movies when they depicted it.
Right? And his wife is Este.
Okay.
Now, Queen Este is known as the quote, healer of hurts and weariness. Her signature color is gray, again, with the assigned color palettes. So her Este and Lorien, Irma Lorien, whatever his name is, they kind of help Lorien to be like a day spa for the Valar. So she heals and he like helps them sleep and gives them good dreams.
Kinda like their own kind of, like, heaven on earth where, like, other people really can't be? Or
Um, as far as I know, it oh no, later someone goes there. So yeah, anyone can go in there. I just don't think like Melkor will be hanging out in there anytime soon.
they have a strict dress code. He's a mountain. He can.
He can't go in there. He won't fit.
Yeah.
Uh so the main purpose for the Valar to go there is to quote find repose and easing of the burden of Arda.
Jeez, lucky. Wish there was a place like that on Earth.
I know. It's like a day spa for moms.
Yeah.
Right? The weird thing about her backstory is she sleeps during the day on an island apparently, and she only comes out at night.
Ooh, vampire.
Vampire. Not sure what that has to do with anything, but I just had to mention it just because it's weird.
Huh. Hey, she might have insomnia. Who knows?
Maybe. I don't know what kind of healer you're gonna be if you have such strict like hours.
People could only get hurt at night, okay?
So next on the list, Queen Nienna.
Iena.
Nienna is what I'm going with. Nienna. Nienna. So Queen Nienna, quote, acquainted with grief and mourns for every wound that Arda has suffered in the marring of Melkor. So she kind of depression, grief, sadness. She just has like a lot of empathy.
She's an empath.
Yeah, she's very much an empath. Because she isn't sad, like, she's not depressed herself necessarily. It's not her sadness that she's sad about, it's about others.
She can feel what they're feeling to, like, help out?
Yes,
Oh.
uh, she's single. I imagine it's kind of hard to be with someone who's a bit of a downer. Uh,
They deserve love too.
she's got a very interesting role because she hangs out in the halls of Mandos. She has her own realm, but she just likes to hang out with this guy. Remember, he's the like keeper of the dead. Because she doesn't really like hanging out in Ea Arda Earth because it's like too happy.
Goth. She is goth 100%.
Yes.
I can see it.
Yes.
Little goth girl. Our goth queen.
Quote, those who wait in Mandos, the like underworld, cry to her, for she brings strength to the spirit and turns sorrow to wisdom.
Oh. Okay.
She's not just sad to be sad. Like, it's a little bit unfair of me to just call her a downer because she does offer wisdom.
She's the guidance of Arda.
Yes. The first person I thought of was Mantis from Guardians of the Galaxy,
Oh, yeah.
but she can just only feel sadness. She can't feel like happiness, but just the sadness of people.
Dude, that sucks. Why not?
But she also reminds me of sadness from Inside Out because, like at the end of Inside Out, the sadness was important to help her like figure out things.
True.
So that is Nienna. Now we have Lord Tulkas.
Okay.
He is like the jock of the group. He loves wrestling and contests of strength. He can outrun anything because he just never gets tired. Um, again, random description. His hair and beard are golden, and his flesh is ruddy. Now, what is ruddy, you ask? Because I didn't know what ruddy meant.
Like, isn't it like blotchy? red, like when you're like really worked out a lot and you're like panting and stuff.
Kind of. According to my Google definitions, it's a healthy reddish color. So yeah, not I wouldn't say blotchy, but he just looks very healthy. He's not pale and like anemic. He's just very healthy, full of life.
All right. He's a jolly man.
Yes.
Maybe he's like Zeus from Hercules.
Hold on. So I actually went a different direction.
Okay.
He doesn't like weapons. He prefers to use his hands and, quote, laughs ever in sport or war. He doesn't really care for history or like the future, and he isn't the person you go to for advice, but he is, quote, a hearty friend.
So he's like a frat boy, but like a nice frat boy.
He's a frat boy jock. He's not known for his wisdom, but he's the beef, the muscle.
Oh, nice.
So I actually pictured Drax from Guardians of the Galaxy or Gaston from Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, Gaston's too mean though. I feel like he needs to be like a nice character.
Right. That's why I liked Drax because he just laughs so much.
What if he's the personality of Drax, but he looks like the dad from Hercules, Zeus?
Okay, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. Although what's funny is there's times later in the book that he just is known as like running. And for some reason in my brain, he was the giant from like the Mickey cartoons with just like the like just like laughing and running around and what are you doing, tiny thing? Just
Yeah, adorable. He is the golden retriever of these gods on Earth.
his wife is named Nessa. Now, Queen Nessa was known as being, quote, live and fleet footed. So I like to refer to her in my brain as the dancing queen.
Cute.
She loves to dance and she also loves deer, and they follow her wherever she goes.
She might be very like that, like kind of like wispy,
Yeah.
very thin. She does yoga, Pilates.
I had in my brain for her Rapunzel, just like a free spirit, barefoot, dancing around.
I can see that.
But then imagine that with freaking Jolly Giant. Some of these relationships make sense and some of them don't.
How cute. What if he's like super huge and muscular and she's like really tiny and wispy and like that's like the perfect combo. It's so cute.
Next, we have Lord Arome.
Okay.
He is known as the Hunter.
Ooh.
He is strong like Tulkas, but he's more serious and quick to anger. He hunts monsters and fell beasts, mainly the ones created by Melkor. He loves horses and hounds, and he trains them to help with his hunts.
Cool.
He also likes trees, random. So he's called the Lord of Forests.
Dude. He'd be my pick. If I had to pick, if he was my bachelor, all these bachelors, that would be my dude. Right there.
Oh, yeah. Although the person that I pictured for him was Geralt from The Witcher.
I could see that.
Just because he is strong, but he's just kind of like serious and just kind of like sullen and just quick to anger. And he just wants to hunt beasts and monsters all day.
Yeah.
But his wife is named Vana. Queen Vana, the ever young. I call her like the flower child. Quote, all flowers spring as she passes and open if she glances upon them, and all birds sing at her coming.
That's pretty. That'd be a cool power.
So you know who I thought of immediately?
Uh, well, I would think that you would be talking about the like floor lady that we already talked about earlier from Fantasia. But
Who did I picture for her? All flowers spring as she passes and open if she glances upon them.
I don't know.
I picked Rosetta. Rosetta from the Tinkerbell series.
Oh, yeah, that works.
So imagine Rosetta and Geralt from The Witcher.
I mean,
I kind of love it. I want them together. Okay. So that was actually the last of the Valar.
so personally, how come nobody's in charge of like animals?
Yeah?
There's nobody in charge of animals. They're their own deal. They don't have anybody to govern them.
I don't think so. I mean, Monway's got the birds, but it's not like governing them. It's like they have servants or not servants as helpers.
Yes. There's no like Snow Whites or Cinderellas out there.
uh, no.
Ugh.
Well, the dancing queen loves the deer follow her wherever she goes. I almost put Snow White for her, but Snow White kind of dances, but
Okay, so if I had to pick one, if I got to be one of them,
okay.
for a queen, I would be Uvana. Ooh, am I saying that wrong?
Who? Yavanna.
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 That's who I thought you would pick.
And then
Yo man.
my man would totally be Aromai,
Arome.
Arome,
Arome.
a real man, a roman,
Yes.
a rome.
The hunter. Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
You think you would like all that killing though? I would worry about your relationship.
He's giving me like Aragorn vibes.
Oh, that's a good one for him too.
He's giving me like you said, the guy from The Witcher, which makes sense.
Yeah.
What about you? Who would you be?
I would have to be hmm. Um, I think Tulkas would probably but I don't like the dumb part of him. I do like a strong man though.
Maybe he's not dumb.
True. Maybe he's not dumb.
Maybe he's just like super enthusiastic.
Yeah.
Like I said, he's like just happy and enthusiastic.
He's got a sense of humor.
Yeah, I could see that.
Okay, you know what? So yeah, I'll go with Tulkas as my man. And you know what? I'll go with the dancing queen. I'll go with Nessa. She loves to dance. I love to dance.
And they're together anyway, right?
Right. Yeah.
Adorable.
I mean, honestly, you want to go with Varda, but that's like the obvious choice. Everyone wants to be Varda.
But in my brain, it's very much like Beauty and the Beast, where like he's huge and she's tiny, and like when they're dancing, his whole hand fits around her waist.
Yes. I love that.
Maybe they dance together.
How would we dance together? Oh my gosh, imagine swing dancing with a giant. Just throws you in the air like to the clouds.
Adorable.
Adorable.
Well, that was fun to learn all about these new characters that I guess are you have to know about them because they're the rest of the story I guess is probably all about them.
Them and their descendants.
But that's a lot of people to keep straight. I'm glad we had this episode just to kind of break it down of like who's who and what they do on the earth as like kind of gods and queens. But yeah, like I said, that's a lot of people. That's a lot of hard names to remember and a lot of different powers and things like that. But I think this will help kind of guide going forward of keeping things straight, understanding who's who, understanding relationships with who's who.
Yes. Okay, so quick review.
Okay.
Let's see. This is your test. You ready for this? Monway is in charge of.
Air and wind and the breath of the earth and birds for some
Yes. Varda is in charge of.
She is the light of things.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Olmo.
Water.
Yes.
But like that includes like everything that has to do with water, which is basically everything because everything has that good old H2O.
Right.
And he doesn't have no.
No woman. No woman.
Maybe he doesn't need one. Maybe he doesn't want one.
Aule.
Uh, the earth and the mountains.
Yes.
There's something else, right?
Shiny.
Oh, and all the shinies. And all the like gold and jewels.
Yes. Yavanna.
She's in charge of all flora on Arda, so all the things that grow, plant life.
Yes. Irmo or Lorien.
Visions and dreams and stuff.
Yes. Nicely done. Sorry, I messed that part up earlier. Uh, Este.
Healer,
Yes.
but she only heals people from 9 p.m. till 5 a.m.
You know what? I'm actually not a morning person at all, so maybe I'm Este. Okay. Who is Nienna?
Nienna, is she the like goth girl,
Yes.
the sad one,
Yes, she's the empath.
but only for sad emotions, which is what a bummer.
Yeah.
Like, how sad. Maybe she looks like the gray lady from Harry Potter.
Ooh, that's a good visual. Who is Mandos?
Nandos,
Yes.
he is Metal AF, the Keeper of the Dead, the Summoner of
The Slain.
the Slain. Yes, so rad, so metal.
Who is Vaire?
I think she has a cool power. You disagree with me, but I think it's pretty rad that she like weaves the stories of the earth as reminders for people to remember the stories and legends and things.
Nice. Tulkas?
He is a giant. Is he actually giant, or are you just like
It just is stuck in my head. I don't know why. In my head is what I pictured when I was reading that he was giant, but I don't know if he actually is.
maybe among them he is a little bigger,
Yeah,
but not like a giant giant.
right.
Maybe he has short king energy where he's like short and stocky, but he's like king of the party. Maybe he's like that.
Well, he's super strong. That's why I had him in my head as big.
Hey, short people can be strong.
Well, like the strongest out of everyone?
He kind of looks like a dwarf to me.
You said that about Ali.
He's in charge of good vibes. That's what he's in charge of.
He just is happy-go-lucky strength. Okay, how about Nessa?
She is his wispy little lady who is also in charge of good vibes. They are the like couple that you invite to the party. You want your party to go well because then they will be like get everybody dancing, get everybody laughing, you know?
Yeah, yeah, I could see that.
They're the popular kids.
They're the populace. That's why I said jock and like prom queen,
Yeah,
but nice.
but nice. Not the bully kind.
How about Arome? Yo man.
Oh, my man.
Yo man.
He is dark and brooding and probably has a lot of muscles. He probably has dark hair and dark eyes. Ooh, maybe he's cool and he has like blue eyes but dark hair.
Ooh.
Maybe some scruff, maybe some 5 o'clock shadow going on.
Okay, enough about his looks.
He's in charge of like battle? No. He likes to hunt bad things
Yes.
and he's the lord of the forest.
Yes. Okay, last one. Vana.
Um she can make flowers grow, which
Yes.
is pretty cool.
Yeah. Q pass. Yay!
Woohoo!
Woo!
Did it.
Man,
Woohoo!
we did it. You know what's kind of funny? I was trying to do these descriptions for all of them, but it was literally, you know how the oldest child gets like the big scrapbook of like baby things and everything's written out and the diary entries or whatever. And then like the last child, there's like nothing. That's literally how it was. Like this descriptions got shorter and shorter and shorter.
Tolkien's like, I'm tired. I set myself up too much for this.
There's too many. Why did I make so many? Actually, I'll make some more. And that's what we're going to learn about next week.
Woohoo!
Yeah, so next week we're going to learn about the Maiar, and we're also going to learn a bit more about Melkor
Ooh,
and his motley crew.
nice.
Yeah,
Well, thank you for teaching me today.
you're welcome. Thanks for recording with me. So, yeah, next week's episode might be a little bit shorter, but we just don't want to overwhelm you with all of these characters and all these names.
Yeah, we want to take it in a pace where you understand, so we're not trying to rush through anything, but also trying to make it engaging as well.
Great. So, next week, Maiar and Melkor.
Well, thanks for joining us. This has been the Sisters of the Shire podcast, and I'm Abby,
I'm Ashley.
and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye!